ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपदा मह्यं ददाति च पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो शिवतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश। श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशाद्यस्थाने। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपसा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। प्रियाचरण निवासाय नित्य परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्याम जगन्नाथाय च नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So give me a minute, I'll share the PPT. Okay. We are discussing how gopis in separation from Krishna began to imitate Krishna's pastimes. So as with previous pastimes, Yogamaya attracted the joyful gopis to imitate the killing of Trinavarta. But at this time, Yogamaya didn't take form of the Trinavarta because that form contradicted the mood of loving pastimes. So she didn't become Trinavarta, but Yogamaya took the mood of Trinavarta, which was like a demon sent by Kansa to kill Krishna. So we can see she came in form of a demon, but she immediately didn't become a whirlwind. And one of the gopis began to play the role of Krishna and said, "I'm Krishna, I'll kill you." In this way, Yogamaya showed her powers. And then you can see in the next slide. Yes. So one gopi began to act like baby Krishna and crawl about with her jeweled belt tinkled. So she would sometimes stop briefly, turn her head around, and look around with worried eyes. She had a threatening face as if she is playing the part of a better thief. Uh, then you can see the next slide. Yeah. One gopi took the role of Mother Yashoda. So Yashoda Maya was trying to bind butter thief Krishna with the ropes, and feeling bound by that mother's love, Gopi started shedding tears. Afterwards, while crawling on the earth, she got stuck between the two Yamalarjun trees, which were created by Yogamaya again. And this Gopi in form of Krishna pulled down the trees. And as Krishna, this Gopi said, "I will go play in the forest and herd the cows with Balram and the other cowherd boys also. At that time, I'll kill Vatsasur." So in this way, Yogamaya supplied the calves, the Vatsa demon, the Gopas, and Balramji also. And being merged in that event, one Gopi enacted the pastime of killing Vatsasur. Then you can see the next slide. Yes. One Gopi holding flute in her tender hands produced sweet melodies by deftly moving her copper-like fingers. Then she perfectly imitated how Krishna called the cows that had wandered far away. So in loud affectionate voice that Gopi called, Savali, hey Dhavali, hey Dhumali, hey Kali, hey Neela, please come here, please come here. And other gopis who were acting like cows came there. And you can see the next slide. Imitating Krishna's playful pranks with gopas, one gopi walked about with her arm resting on the shoulder of a friend. Looking like a water lily stuck with long arms, this gopi declared, I am Krishna. Just see how gracefully I move. And then she started moving very proudly. And this Kavi Kanpur says, I think that Krishna actually entered Gopi's heart. And he was personally electing all these pastimes to enjoy the experience. Otherwise, how could the gopis speak and perform actions when their minds and consciousness had already stopped functioning? So this proves Krishna surely entered in the heart of the gopis. Then you can see the next slide. Uh, yes. Unable to suppress her spontaneous mood, another gopi pretended to be Krishna standing on the bank of Yamuna. So although she was lacking proper ingredients, she had a itching to fight and smash Kalia. So she came in the mood of Krishna, and she said, Oh, lowest of snakes, don't spoil my Yamuna playground and get out of here now. In this way, she repeatedly uttered harsh words and then she started dancing on Kalia's hoods. So Yogmaya skillfully arranged for Kalia also, like one of the she became basically Kalia. And another Gopi gave up her own identity and achieved oneness with the Lord of her life. And then the next pastime you can see. Uh, yes. So upon seeing accidental forest fire, this Gopi became blissful by identifying as Krishna. And being influenced by Yogamaya, this Gopi displayed a unique ability to extinguish the fire and save the cowherd boys. She got that power also. And then she said, Don't fear this blazing forest fire, for I am the deliverer from all dangers. Quickly close your eyes, and I will protect you by solving this fire. So, in this way, meditating on Krishna, another gopi entered a humorous mood and moved about stealthily. And then you can see the next pastime in this slide. Yes. So, this gopi acting as Krishna stole the gopi's clothing and climbed up the Kadamba tree. Overwhelmed with joy of Krishna, she spoke affectionately to the innocent gopis. Come to me one by one, not all together. Each of you collect your own clothing, and if you don't do as I say, then I will not give them back. What do I care for the king, even if he becomes angry? And then came the next pastime. You see the next slide. Yes. So then the gopis manifested the pastime of Dvijpatnis, giving charity. So one gopi, identifying herself as Krishna, full of bliss and expert in speaking, smiled sweetly as she greeted the other gopis who had just arrived before her at the edge of the town, acting like Dvijpatnis, the wives of the Brahmanas. So she said, Oh, fortunate women, welcome, welcome. The austerities you have performed in household life are all faultless. I know that you have great devotion and faith in me. And now that you have seen me, you should return home. Oh, fortunate women, you should not remain here. By hearing out my glories, chanting my names, remembering my form, you can taste real love for me. This is not accomplished by direct contact with me. Same verse. Nadata sannikarshana pratyadatato grahan. And then another gopi performed another pastime, Govardhan Leela. See in the next slide. Yes. So one gopi with her heart totally one with Krishna enacted the pleasing pastimes of lifting Giriraj. Their faces full of worry, cows, cowherdmen, their wives, they all took shelter from heavy downpour. And to dispel their fear, this gopi acting as Krishna said, "Oh cows, oh gopas, oh gopis, don't be afraid of cruel wind and torrents of rains. Relax and be calm. I lift the mountain with my hand and turn the whole world into an umbrella to protect you. Don't fear that the mountain will slip from my hand, and don't distrust my words. If Ananta can hold up earth with its heavy oceans, islands, and mountains, why can't the crown jewel of the town hold up at least one mountain?" To elevate the anguish of the Vrajavasi, she raised her slender left hand that smelled more fragrant than khaskhas. While holding her arm lit up like flagpole, she waved her shawl to remove their fear. Standing with her right hand on her waist, she said, "Come under this beautiful umbrella, which resembles a delicate lotus flower spreading for 200 miles in all directions." So that's how they imitated this Govardhan Leela. Then the next Leela began. You can see in the next slide. Yes. So then one gopi imitated Ras Bihari Krishna, who appeared like moon disappearing in an eclipse. She attracted all Gokul gopis with the enchanting tune of her flute. Surmounting the obstacles of their family, they all came to Krishna with desires for direct conjugal union. And then playing the part of Krishna, this gopi said, yes, you can see the next slide. So this gopi said, "Oh chaste women, welcome, welcome. Please come here. All auspiciousness to you. What may I do to please you? Please tell the reason for your coming here. Since your clothing and ornaments are all topsy-turvy, I infer that you came here in great haste. But why did you do that? This night is quite frightening, and that dangerous creatures are lurking about. This is not proper place for women. So I am telling you, please go home. Now you have seen this Vrindavan forest, full of blooming flowers, cooled by fragrant breezes, washed by light of full moon. What more is there to see? O lotus-eyed gopis, women should not stay with a lusty man like me. Direct association with me is not nearly as enjoyable as meditating on hearing about my qualities and glorifying me. And this gopi also had inner meaning. Why shouldn't those who know the highest dharma stay with me? Directly contacting me is infinitely more pleasurable than associating with me through meditation, hearing, chanting my glories, etc. So after speaking sweetly in imitation of Krishna, the gopi thought, now I'll disappear. And before she could enact this pastime of Krishna's disappearance, all the gopis suddenly awoke from the trance of identifying as Krishna. And then they came, oh my God, what were we doing? We are not Krishna. Krishna has disappeared. Where is Krishna? And leaving the stage of Unmad, they regained consciousness and experienced a different degree of ascetic love. Upon opening their doe eyes, gopis again burned in the fire of separation. Anxious, worried, they frantically start searching for Krishna in all directions. And suddenly, so the special beauty and pleasure the gopis had attained by imitating Krishna's pastimes gradually faded away. So though gopis had extraordinary patience, their anxious eyes revealed the artificiality of their composed state. So they were really worried. So after remaining in state for short time, they suddenly saw Krishna's footprints in one corner of the forest. You can see here. Yeah. So they saw Krishna's footprints. His footprints looked like a row of sprout suddenly manifesting from the bottom of the earth. Those footprints appeared to have dropped from their eyes onto the earth after having been hidden in their own hearts. Now, appearing as signature of the goddess of the forest, it looked like they were drawn by some demigods headed by Brahma for worship and had suddenly fallen from the sky. They looked like two new leaves sprouted from a creeper growing on the paths. So the gopis' hearts melted with bliss upon seeing Krishna's footprints. At least Krishna's footprints are visible. Their limbs broke out with tiny bumps of exhilaration as they spoke loudly and impudently among themselves. So they said, as you can see in the next slide. Yeah, so these are Krishna's footprints. Oh, just see our fortune. Hari's footprints, shining like the rays of the moon, have appeared here. Observing the marks of flag, lotus, goat, thunderbolt, stimulate affection in the hearts of advanced devotees. O lotus-eyed gopis, please examine these footprints with all your life. Studying the imprint on the soft sand, we see the ball of the foot is deeper and middle portion is raised. The trail of the footprints with their different marks such as lotus flower decorations in Simanta. Simanta is the mang, which we call in Hindi. Simanta on the of the earth. The distinguishing mark of the flag in these footprints attracts everyone. The lotus cools the earth, and the thunderbolt is made for killing all of us. And the goad is for gouging our hearts, which is like elephants. Like goat, elephant goad gouges the elephant. Similarly, this sign of goad is gouging our hearts. Gopis are saying. As the gopis gave such contrary meanings to the marks on Krishna's feet, very different from scriptures. They bathe in natural splendor of love that would capture the heart of anyone perceiving it. The sweetness of these footprints is astounding. Being stupefied by it, even the bees are falling in the dust. So they were seeing Krishna's footprint and falling on the dust. They have rejected flower pollens, but they will not give the dust of Krishna's feet. Just like great devotees, bees have become very fortunate and attractive by this attachment. The dust has become blessed by touch of Govinda's lotus feet, which remove the agony of the earth, breaks the meditations of super sages. Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, all the devatas, they worship these footprints. Let us take realizable dust of the lotus of enjoyment, sorry, dust of lot of enjoyment to our bosoms to relieve our long-standing incessant pains of sorrow. And then one discriminating gopi saw, she said, stop taking the dust. Don't wipe out Krishna's footprints because our eyes derive great satisfaction just from looking closely at these footprints. So as you can see in the next slide, she's stopping. Yes. So one gopi was trying to say that gopi stopped her. So she said, don't disturb them by smudging them with your hands. Let these footprints be the decoration on the earth. And then as you can see in the next slide, after saying this, they traced the line of footprints with their eyes and proceeded along the path to see where Krishna is gone. And then at some point, as you can see in the next slide, yeah, they saw other set of footprints. They saw footprints of Radharani, who had attracted Krishna with her sincere love and attained the coveted position of being the only gopi engaged in his loving service. So that's the special position of Radharani. So while Hari held her tightly to his chest, Radharani felt proud that she has easily won the affection of the Lord. Such an auspicious position is rarely attained even in the heavenly planets. Anyaradito nunam Bhagavan Harishwara Janno Vihaya Govinda Pituyam Anyadraha. So Anna Aradito nunam. So she is the one who is known for worshipping Krishna especially. That's why her name is Radha. Bhagavan Harishwara Janno Vihaya Govinda Pituyam Anyadraha. So Lord Govinda took her alone while giving up other gopis. So see, her position is very special. So admiring the footprints of this girl Radharani, one gopi said, "Oh, look here! They appear like a group of birds twisted out of place on a fine creeper. It seems these footprints are thoroughly intermixed with those of her lover, Krishna. It seems that Radha must have put her right arm on Krishna's shoulder here by seeing footprints and the depth they were analyzing. Just as love intoxicated sea elephant rests her trunk on the shoulder of an accompanying bull elephant. So Radhika's fortune is unrivaled. Being so pleased with her and bound by her love, Govinda pitilessly abandoned us, who are also trying to attain him. Showing his loyalty to her alone, he has brought her to a secluded place for enjoyment. And then Syama Saki thought for a moment and she said, Radha is the peerless abode of all auspiciousness. She is casual among millions of the best women in the world, in the universe, endowed with pious results of their previous deeds. Just as there is no possibility of moonlight without moon, cuckoo's call without a spring, lightning without a rain, similarly, it is impossible to imagine Radha without Krishna Chandra, moon of Krishna. So after intimate Sakhi Radharani stopped glorifying Radharani, Padma, who is associate of Chandravali, like Sama Sakhi is in associate of Radharani, Padma is confident servant of Chandravali, who has a face more beautiful than lotus. That's why her name is Padma. So she replied to Sama Sakhi. So she said, Oh Syame, though you are partial to your own group, your Radha has completely given you up. Just see, you are saying no, Radha is very great. She has given you up also. She has thrown you away like a old garland. So though she claims you are her very life, she would say, Syama, you are my life. But after stealing the beloved Lord of all of us, Radha has gone off alone to enjoy with him in another forest. How astonishing! Radha's friendship towards you is only external. It is not from heart. Just being a rival, she didn't like it. And then Samasaki replied. So she said, Oh Padma, due to lack of intelligence, you are saturated with envy. So give this up and just listen to me. Since her childhood, Radhika has thrown her body in the flowing love of Krishna's nectarian love, Krishna Prem. She has no control over her body. It simply races along in the huge currents of the river and she can't protect herself. Just like an aquatic plant, Radhika floats helplessly down that river. Therefore, Radha should not be criticized. She is praiseworthy in all respects. The champak flower is born with its covering and grows with those coverings. They can't be separated. But still, at a point of time, champak gives up the covering, and it's not the fault of champak. It's just a matter of, you can say, nature. So, what is fault in Radha? Her friends are as dear to her as her own life. So, even if she appears to leave her friends, Radhika never breaks the bonds of friendship. And then again, another gopi from the side of Chandravali said, Oh Syame, people on the same side never see their own faults. And because of that only, you are speaking about Radharani's sounds that Radharani is very reasonable. But actually, your assessment is not fair. It's not fair to all the gopis. The fact is that she alone is mercilessly drinking nectar of Krishna's lips. which should be drunk by all of us also. So she is more skillful than Chakora bird. Ah. And that's why, although you are very happy at seeing Radha's footprints, we are not happy. But Radha and his associates gazed at her footprints, which was object of happiness for the eyes. This filled them with emotional mixture of joy and pride. So earlier they were worried where Krishna has gone, but they were feeling joy and pride now. Ultimately, Radha Rani proved that she is the most beloved of Krishna. But they could not manifest the ecstasy because of their withered condition. So fixing their eyes on the dust, they walked forward with a graceful gait. And at a point of time, they lost sight of Radha's footprints, which removes all sorrow. And then you can see the next slide here. So they saw, oh, what is this? We can't see our footprints over here. We only see attractive footprints of Hari. It is obvious that maybe our sprouts of grass must be hurting her lotus feet. And that's why Lord Hari must have carried her on his chest. And then another gopi said, what you say is correct. Because Krishna is going forward carrying her on his chest, which she is relishing. His footprints are sinking down in the soft sand. That means weight on the arms of Krishna has increased. So who has come on the hands? Radharani has come on the hands. O beloved of Krishna, your achievement of highest love after many births of accumulated devotional actions is as relishable as bee licking the honey dripping from the head of love maddened elephant. From their head, honey drips. You must certainly have been overcome with variety of aesthetic emotions, fructifying for your ripened attachments. So it seems your lover has surely satisfied you by fulfilling all your desires. This Gopi is saying to Radharani. But seeing that Chandravali's face has become small, shriveled from her comments, the Gopi from side group spoke to create a peace. So she didn't want it that both the sides of Gopi should fight. So she said, together we came here, together we saw Hari, together we heard his harsh words. Finally, we all enjoyed together with him. So now rejecting us like useless grass, he has put you on his chest and carried you away. This terrible act reveals the vast extent of your past deeds. Therefore, I say we should not look at our footprints, which only increase our suffering. So what she said is, Krishna cheated all of us. We all agree. We agree that Radharani is very pious. But now we should not look at Radharani's footprints anymore because it will increase our suffering thinking that Krishna has rejected all of us. Because if the gopis from the side of Radharani were looking at Radharani's footprints, Chandravali and her party was becoming very disturbed. At the same time, she can't say that Radharani has cheated. Then Radharani's side will become disturbed. So she took a middle path. Okay. We should not look at Radharani's footprints because it gives us pain and makes us remember that Krishna has rejected all of us. So when the rival group of gopis saw Radharani's footprints again a little further, they said, here we see that Krishna being tired from the carrying the heavy weight removed Radharani, who is more beautiful than Lakshmi, from his chest and put her down. So look here, the two pairs of footprints facing each other. So they must have stood here speaking intimately. Look here, it appears that they have placed their arms on each other's shoulders and embraced. Being tired, they walked sluggishly here and there. So now they were happy, at least Krishna kept her down. But they were feeling so much envious. They just see Radharani is intimately embracing Krishna, walking with Krishna. So observance has thought the rival party of gopis due to unwarranted envy suddenly took a harsh mood. Being knowledgeable of spiritual love and endowed with friendship for Radharani, The gopis supporting Radharani did not consider themselves a bit unlucky. So they were not unhappy, they were very happy. Earlier they were feeling distraught, but now they were happy. So seeing Radharani's extraordinary fortune filled them with satisfaction. Expecting a fire of separation to end soon, gopis submerged in bliss. Meeting again, all gopis walked along the uh, banks of Yamuna looking at the footprints. So when they arrived at the banks of Yamuna, which appeared like bosom of earth washed by silvery water dripping from moon, now they're following the footprints. As you can see in the next slide. Yes. So they're on the banks of Yamuna now. Not seeing complete footprints of Krishna, they considered. We can no longer see the signs of goat, flag, lotus, thunderbolt. Here, Krishna has left the impressions of only front part of his feet because he stood on his toes, and maybe he stood on his toes to pick some flowers for his beloved Radharani. Again, seeing second set of footprints, they considered, oh, look here. On the path of white sand, sprinkling like camphor, there are marks of his feet, and the mark of a fine lower cloth between them. So there's lower cloth between them. But Radha's footprints are not here. Maybe Krishna sat down here and Radharani sat on the lap of Krishna so that Krishna can set flowers on the hairs of Radharani. So that is how they were predicting. And then you can see in the next slide. Yeah. Looking at that direction, they said, how amazing. Krishna desired to heighten the pleasure with an unseasonable blossoming of bakula flowers and asoka flowers, which was caused by her tears of love and the touch of her foot. So on Krishna's entreaty, Radharani suddenly left his bosom, that means chest part, with a desire to collect those flowers. And see here, Radharani's altar is there, which uh, ladies use for coloring their feet. It has marked the root of Asoka tree, like a new sprout. Quitting the delight taste of bakula flowers, the bees are absorbed at the base of the tree, which has been moistened by Radharani's tears. So Radharani's tears are so sweet smelling that bees were around that. From these signs, we understand that Radharani and Krishna must be nearby. So we should look for them. Uh, So then this verse from Bhagavatam is quoted. रे मे तया चात्मरता आत्मारामोपि खंडिता कामी नाम दर्शयन दैन्यम स्त्री नाम चैव दुरात्मताम. Sukdev Goswami says, Lord Krishna enjoyed with that gopi, although he enjoys only within. Although he's Atmaram, but he enjoyed with that gopi. Being self-satisfied and complete in himself. Thus, by contrast, he saw the wretchedness of ordinary lusty men and hard-headed women. So, Krishna showed that like that, but actually he's Atmaram because Radharani are Antarang Sakti. Antaranga. Radharani is part of her very existence. So, elaborating on this, Krishna said, in this metal world, lusty men are vile and lusty women are low. And Krishna says, though I am full of desire, I am not vile. I am not a lusty person bound by karmic reactions like ordinary men. But I see display seemingly lusty activities for benefit of fallen souls. Why? Because when Krishna performs his pastimes, they attract the fallen souls. The gopis are not ordinary women. Being fortunate, they have attained my direct association. So how can they be low? Other than me, all material sense enjoys are vile, and other than gopis, all other women are low. So they are the highest. So by Krishna's mercy, gopis had attained the treasure of his association but then suddenly renounced them and disappeared. And now that Atmaram became conquered by the continuous affection and thunder of gopis. So he displayed his intimate conjugal pastimes in order to receive offerings of their love. Mm. And there, on the other side, generous and soft-hearted Radharani, whose rarest personality in all time and space, waved like a victory flag among the fortunate women, endowed with all auspicious qualities. But Radharani's ecstasy quickly diminished when she thought, what would be happening to my friends? So her compassion overpowered her uh, affection for Krishna. So she had affection for Krishna, but then her compassion overpowered her. So she thought, being deprived of Krishna's association during his private delight with him. So he thought that they are deprived of Krishna's association. So then she started thinking of a plan. So she thought, the Lord of my life has shown attraction only for me. So how can my friends like Lalita, Visakha, they must be maintaining their lives in separation from Krishna. Therefore, I'll play some tricks so that he will move slightly away from me. And in this way, my companions will be able to come here and meet me. So let us decrease our speed of running away. That's the whole plan. And with this in mind, Radhika spoke to Krishna, as you can see in the next slide. Yeah, Radharani is speaking to Krishna. So she spoke to Krishna, oh ocean of unlimited enjoyment and love, I'm completely fatigued and can't go away further. I can't walk anymore. And I have no means to move forward. So please carry me wherever you want. The night has also deepened. O Supreme Manjar, just rest a while on the riverbank. So she thought either Krishna will rest, then gopis will catch us, or if Krishna holds me, then Krishna can run very fast, then gopis can catch with us. So that was her plan. But somehow what happened is Krishna pretended to be pained by them. Yeah. Krishna pretended to be pained by them. So although by nature Radharani's statement were devoid of pride, Krishna took them externally as exhibition of pride. And accepting that as pride, which befits an independent lover, Krishna thought, this pleases my heart, but I will respond to this show of pride by disappearing from here, from her. So to enact the pastime of trying to break Radharani's pride, Krishna adopted a harsh mood. So he had reddened eyes. He delivered words which were meant to break her composure. So Krishna said, oh Radhika, since we can't find any palanquin here, climb on my beautiful race shoulders. And suddenly Krishna disappeared. Suddenly Krishna disappeared. As if he's angry with the request of Radharani carrying her in his shoulders. And then Radharani begins to lament, as you can see in the next slide. Yeah. So this Radharani lamented. So the sweet, clever talks of Radhika, who had engulfed the earth in a nectarine wave of happiness, now turned into wave of poison. The fragrant wood sandalwood pulp rubbed on her body, transformed into blazing coal. Kajal decorating her eyes turned into contaminated water. Strands or pearl necklace lolled like a snake. Beetle nut packets which she was holding, which gives pleasing taste to the mouth, was looking like leaves from poison wine, not the leaves of pan. The necklaces, belts, other ornaments on her body were looking like crooked piles of sour poison. Her voice choked up, her warm tears smeared her kajal into black line dripping down her breast. So all the kajal was coming down. Krishna's teasing broke Radharani's heart. The pain was so sharp that she was being sawed in half. So it was like as somebody sawed her into half, into two pieces. And Radharani spoke loudly. Oh Lord, O giver of pleasure, O son of love, where are you? Where are you? O beloved, please be visible to me. Though I know you are here, I can't see you. Because of this, my life is full of suffering. Hoping to attain you again, I can't give up my life, yet out of separation, I can't maintain my life. The pain of separation is getting stronger, about to cut the cycles of hope, maintaining my life. Please give up your anger and please appear before my eyes so that my life here does not leave my body. And then she began imaginary conversation with Krishna. So you can see the next slide. Yeah. So this imaginary basically. Krishna is not there. She's feeling that Krishna is there. So Radharani said, Krishna, if you say what does it matter to me if you give up your life, then I reply, you can't say that. For you have great love for me, and I can't bear my separation. So if you don't appear, then you will have to carry my dead body through the forest while weeping. This is the truth. So if I die, you will weep, in essence. And then Krishna said, uh-huh, I disappeared because of your proud words. Therefore, I am not at fault. So Radharani says, neither am I at fault in this matter. You are angry because of my pride, but actually I didn't speak out of pride. I spoke so that my friends could quickly catch us, and it was not out of pride. Krishna, that's okay, Krishna says, but I disapprove such actions and I can't bear them. And then Radharani says, oh Lord, show your moon-like face so that the pitiful state of a beloved will not be seen when my friends arrive at the spot. So when other friends come, I don't want them to see me in such a pitiful state. So they will die if they see me in this state. So please don't kill them. Show yourself as before so that they don't condemn your love. At least they're happy now that I am there with you. But then they'll be unhappy to see you have left me also. So I can't see any way that you will be able to answer their criticism. So Krishna says, how did it matter? I left you just as I left them. So same action will not yield different results. So I have equally rejected both you and them. And then Radharani says, why you have acted so boldly? Why you left me alone in this forest? Leaving them only produces misery, but leaving me will kill them and will kill me. They don't experience such misery because they are together. But I am alone here. At least they will remain alive by comforting each other with sweet words. But I am alone here. Who will comfort me? And then Krishna says, oh, okay, fine. Then why don't you give up your body? Oh, no, no. This, he says, why do you want to give up your body? Which abode of beauty and sweetness. So this idea is not good. And then Radharani says, cursed is the night without moonlight. Cursed are the lotuses without sun. Unfortunate is a person ignored by the Lord of her life. The qualities you mentioned now, the beauty and sweetness, they display their perfection when enjoyed by a lover. So when you are not there, what is the use of beauty? What is the use of that sweetness? It is all useless. And taking the form of snake, the pain of separation from Krishna entered the cave of Radharani's soft, sweet heart and bit that faultless person. So Radharani's heart pained like sky afflicted by scorching summer sun. The agony of her body surged way beyond the breaking point. And then you can see in the next slide. Yeah. So her, as soon as she was thinking like that, suddenly her consciousness faded away, and she tried to desperately understand Krishna's intention. So then the 10th stage of ecstasy approached. Radhika somewhat succumbed to fainting fits, appearing like untimely visits of friends. So out of shame and fear caused by her love for Krishna, lotus-eyed Radhika restrained her breathing and allowed only a little air to enter. So like a wilted lotus stalk, her body fell on the earth, as you can see in the slide. People will criticize if one remains alive after being rejected by a lover. Radharani's love found perfection in thinking only of Krishna's happiness. So if she died, Krishna would lament. And that prevented that she kept breathing. That means she wanted to die away in separation from Krishna, but she thought if I die, Krishna will be pained. And that's why she didn't leave her body. So then all the creepers of Vrindavan blew their sweet flower fragrances upon her. Swarms of bees fanned her with their wings, tiny wings. Birds cried, deers wept as they roamed about anxiously. In this way, forest dwellers served Radharani's mood. Radharani's shadow was a bed of lotus petals. The moonlight was a balm of sandalwood paste. Her lotus stem arms protected her sides, and her soon was the best friend skilled at removing pangs of sorrow. That means because of fainting, her sorrow would disappear. She would faint. And then gopis meet Radharani. So meanwhile, the creepers indicated the anguished emotions of Radharani's friends. The leaves fluttered as if beating the chest in grief. Birds cried in loud voices. Flowers shed their tears of honey just by seeing Krishna had disappeared. So they all were participating in that Mahabhav. While continuing to search out Krishna's path, the doe-eyed gopis discovered their unhappy friend close by. They saw Radharani. Bewildered by separation from her, Radha was lying alone on the ground. She appeared like lightning bolt fallen from a cloudless sky. So Radharani is golden color, so she is compared to lightning bolt. But there were no clouds, no Ghanshyam. Ghanshyam was not there. Or like a moonbeam dropped to the earth due to its heavy weight. Radha looked like garland of gold and jewels fallen from the crown of a splendor of three worlds. Or she looked like wealth of gold ejected suddenly from the earth. She seemed like a self-manifesting bowl of fragrant kumkum or an attractive land lotus in the lap of goddess of Vrindavan. Radhika appeared like a garland of champak flowers shot from Cupid's bow, or like Gorochan Tilaka on the forehead of Mother Earth, or the flame of an oil lamp inside the house of forest goddess. That's all the golden color. Or celestial herbal creeper fallen on the earth. So when Gopi saw Radharani, they start considering the possibilities. As you can see in the next slide. Gopis came there. They said, oh, look, look. There is a Gopi whom the hard-hearted son of Vrindavan, son of Brajaraj, took away after rejecting us. Then feeling such favoritism unfair, he disappeared, leaving her alone like a cloud without lightning, a moon without light, or jewel without sparkle. So then in a choked voice, Lalita, Visakha, and other Sakhi, they said, if this is so, how could the sun, how could Krishna just reject her? How could he just leave her helpless as a little plant and as a delicate bud of upper marga alone to suffer in separation. So how can just leave her? He leave her, but it is not possible that he had left her alone. It seems maybe after lengthy enjoyment, our friend has fallen asleep out of fatigue. So he must be waiting nearby, trembling in apprehension. Although he's close by, due to our misfortune, we are not able to see Krishna. So then one gopi said, but if he was nearby, we could detect his presence by his fragrance. But we don't smell his fragrance. Bhadra said, one of the gopis. Perhaps, maybe he detected our quiet footsteps and left out of displeasure. So he detected that we have come, that's why he ran away. Maybe because of that. Samasaki said, listen, if that is so, why didn't he take his beloved Radha with him as before? And finding fault in Radharani, Chandravali said, she got a chance. She said, maybe on seeing her pride and lack of good manners, our beloved did not take her with him. She's finding fault with Radharani. And then Samasaki replied, defending, that can't be. For our beloved cannot be so crude and distasteful as to leave her alone, burning in the forest fire of separation. So, doubting the identity of the gopi who was lying on the ground, in order to break the argument over Radha's condition, other Sakhi said, it seemed that this is not Radha, for we can't see Krishna here. We are mistaken to think that this is Radha. In order to break our pride, maybe one goddess called Madhuri, who spreads illusions over the world, has appeared here with all her attractiveness. So it's this Madhvi, this is not Radha. So saying this, moving closer, gopis argued among themselves, saying, that can't be Radha, for she is lying here like a wilted lotus stem. Her heart does not seem to be beating, even slowly. It is not the embodiment of Karunaras, Melopity. It is not our friend Murcha fainting, separate from our beloved. So seeing them coming, Radharani friend called Murcha. Murcha means basically faint. Feeling somewhat upset, left Radharani. That means Radharani came to the senses. Standing nearby, the gopis thought what to do next. After Murcha Devi departed, Radharani became conscious now. And she said, oh Lord, where are you? Where are you? Then she glanced at the assembly of friends surrounding her. And they now recognize, oh, this is certainly Radharani. They stood around Radharani, feeling a mixture of joy, respect, astonishment, and disappointment also. Why Krishna has left Radharani? Gopi stood like silent ducks and a golden lotus, around a golden lotus, or like all rivers meeting the Ganges. They resembled all ingredients of rasa like vibhav, anubhav, satvik bhav, merging in sthai bhav, or like shrutis combining to make seven notes. So the gopis surrounding Radharani could be compared to the ornaments, qualities, emotions evoked in skillful poem, or the metaphors used in building up a comparison, or chakori birds collecting rays of moon, or flocks of birds attracted to a forest garden, or like lotuses blossoming in a lake. And then you can see in the next slide. Uh, yes. Lalita started fanning Radharani with bunches of fresh leaves. Others bound up Radharani's hairs, wiped the tears from her face. Hmm. So they were helping Radharani. Yeah. And then Chandravali said, she said, oh Radhika, how did you fall in the same awkward position that we are in? Where is that cheater? The Lord who puts our lives in danger. And then next neutral party gopis who tried to uh, they were inclined to the opposite party and spoken pure friendship. So they are neutral party gopis, not on neither on both the sides. They said, Krishna rejected us because of you, and then he took you away to this lonely place. However, our fear of separation abated upon realizing you caused his disappearance. So when we thought you caused disappearance, we said, okay, no problem. But now our fear of separation doubled. Seeing that he left you also, it gives us great suffering to see how in this miserable condition you are. So earlier we were happy, at least okay, at least he has gone with one gopi, Radharani. But now he rejected you also. So now our separation has become doubled. And then Radharani supporter said, O Sumukhi, neither your thoughts nor your words are deficient. You are famous throughout the universe as being mindful of all joy-like qualities. The word knows the exalted state of love that you cherish for Krishna. Dhanya and other young gopis were unmarried. They said, O Sumukhi, seeing the extent of your torment, our sufferings have diminished now. So earlier we were suffering, but now our sufferings are gone. It is well known that a greater poison destroys the potency of a poison, which cannot be countered by medicine. That means seeing your great suffering, our suffering is gone. Oh Radha, what is the cause of your suffering? And then Samasaki said, Oh friends, why should you integrate Radharani like this? Such love is her very nature. Who has power to understand that love? For those in love, this poison is equal to life giving nectar. Because separation from Krishna is bliss in itself, something very difficult to understand. Simultaneously, it gives one the greatest suffering and greatest enjoyment. So, love and separation gives suffering also and greatest enjoyment also. It causes one to faint and restores one to life. So, it's cause of both unhappiness and happiness. So, after the gopis had spoken, Radharani appreciated their sincere efforts and told them everything that had happened to her in a soft, sweet manner. While shedding warm tears, she revealed the intentions of heart, which is a golden bowl of prema. So the gopis intently listening to her in great astonishment. And then you can see in the next slide. Uh, yes. So then, keeping Radharani in front, all gopis began to search for Krishna in order to reduce their fear of their minds. They entered the forest as far as light of moon could be seen. But when they found themselves engulfed in darkness, they lost all hope and decided to turn back. Because there was no light in the dense forest. So gopis absorbed their minds in thoughts of Krishna. They vowed to see him as they loudly sang the glories of Krishna's transcendental qualities. So then they broke down crying, softly murmured about him. The loud humming of a swarm of bees agitated from smelling Krishna's fragrant mouth suddenly broke the trance of love. So some swarm of bees, they came there and they had smelled fragrance of Krishna's mouth. So the trance broke and now gopis again came to the bank of Yamuna. And as you can see in the next slide, yes, yeah, this is one. So walking along, they arrived at the auspicious strand of dazzling white sand, finer and softer than camphor dust. They sat down together. They sang about Krishna for some time. The sweetness of their song, the essence of love and separation, could melt a heart of stone and attract the hearts of even mountains, trees, and creepers, which are considered generally heartless. How else can that sweetness be described? Even if it could be described, the goddess of speech herself could not do it. So, because her voice would become choked up, as parrots imitate the words of humans without understanding the meaning, I simply repeat the words of Sukadeva Goswami. That's what Kavi Karnpur says. Now, the next chapter comes is Gopi Gita, a beautiful chapter. So, you can see in the next slide. Yes, gopis began to sing. The hearts of all the birds and beasts burned when they heard the gopis' sweet, gentle voices crying in grief. The weeping of the gopis as they glorified the good qualities of their beloved sounded like a graceful song to attract the heart of all moving and non-moving beings. The sound of their soft crying distilled the essence of love and separation. So they sing a song which depicts love and separation. Sympathizing with their sorrow, the musical notes, rhythms, modulations personified entered their hearts to produce a song known as Gopi Gita. It's very famous. So now what I'll do is uh, I'll sing the kirtan of this verses also, and I'll explain the meaning as given by Kavi Kanpur. So you can see the lyrics of the verse even in the slide. So those devotees who want to sing with me can sing. Gopya uchuhu jayata te digam janmana vraja srayata indira saswadatrahi दयितो दृश्यतां दीक्षुतावका त्वयि दिवासवा त्वां विचिन्वते. So now the meaning is given. Oh beloved, this is by Kavi Kanpur. Oh beloved, the shelter of Lakshmi, Srayat Indira, the shelter of Lakshmi. Since the day you have appeared, you have been the center of attraction in Vrindavan. In the very place where the inhabitants became happy due to your presence. How can your lovers experience as persecution? Why did you abandon us after we fell in love with you and dedicated our lives solely to you? O beloved, be merciful and please show yourself to us. So gopis fallen over not finding their beloved Krishna held the following fanciful conversation with him in his absence. And they imagined Krishna saying, so Krishna was saying, why didn't you search for me and find me by force? Gopi said, my dear Lord, we searched for you on every path, in every forest, bower, under every tree and creeper, until we had no more strength. So now please appear before us and give pleasure to your followers. And then Krishna questioned them, what I have done to make you so sad? Gopis say, oh beloved, you pierce our hearts with the sharp arrows of your glances. Krishna says, anyway, what is wrong if a witty man just glances at some women? So I glance the way any witty man glances at the woman. And then gopis say, as you can uh, read in the next slide also. So there's another verse. Saradodasaye sadhu jata sa sarasijo dara Sri Musandrisa. सुरतनाथ ते अशुल्क दासिका वरदनेघ्नतो नेह किं वदा. So I'll maybe first read the meaning here, then from Kavi Katpur. So they say, O Lord of Love, in beauty your glance excels the wall of the finest, most perfectly formed lotus within the autumn pond. Saradu Dasya Sadhu Jat Sat. Sarasi Jodharo Simushadesa. O bestower of benedictions, you are killing the maidservant who have given themselves to you freely without any price. Isn't this murder? Nehe kim vada. And now we'll read from Kavi Kanpur what he says. So Kavi Kanpur translates it as follows. Uh, we are losing our lives at the expense of your joking. You are killing the maid servants who have given themselves to you freely. Asulka dasika. Asulka. Sulka means generally one gets the salary. But asulka dasika means we are the servants who don't get any salary. Uh, so we have given ourselves to you freely without any price. So nehikim vada. So why are you killing all of us? And and if you want to kill us, you should have killed us. But then what you have done? Earlier you have saved us. So they speak the next verse. You can see in the next slide. विसजलापया व्यालराक्षसा वर्षमारुताद्वैदुतानला वृषामयात्मजाद्विश्वतो भया वृषभते वयं रक्षितामुः. So first I'll read the meaning here. Oh, greatest of personalities, you have repeatedly saved us from all kinds of dangers. Uh, from poisoned water, Visa Jalapayat, then Vyal Rakshasat, terrible man-eater called Aghasur, Varsa Marutat, great rains, Varsa means rains, Marutat means wind, Vyadutanala, the thunderbolt of Indra, Virsam, Virsa means that bull demon, Atmajat, Visa Maya Atmajat, the son of Maya Danav, Visyato Bhayad, Sapte Vayam Rakshita Muhur. So, my dear Lord, Rakshita Muhur, please save us again. Uh, so they say, according to Kavi Kanpur, that you have saved us from all the dangers like poisoned water, forest fire, rainstorms. Why did you save us at that time and now you're killing us? That's not fair. And Krishna says, anyway, you are just among all other Vidvasis whom I have protected from the calamities. So, because they were saved, you were also saved. And then they say, but why did you maintain our lives with the medicine of your sweet smile, making us forget your harsh instructions to go home? We would have gone home only, but then you smiled at us. At the end, after speaking, go home, then you smiled. We thought, no, no, you want to enjoy with us. And then we stopped. So, O independent Lord, we can't see any reason other than your own pleasure in doing such things. So, whenever you want to enjoy with us, you enjoy with us. And whenever you want to leave us, you just leave us. It seems the only way you can have fun is by killing us and then bringing us back to life. So, maybe now you want to enjoy by killing us first and then bringing us back to life. Krishna says, Are, why will I do that? Killing is easy, but reviving the dead is very difficult. I can't back. I won't bring you back to life. And then Gopi said, No, no, no. It is easy for you to restore a person to life. For us, who are the death's door, Seeing you is life. So don't say it's very difficult to bring person to life because we are already dying. If you come back, we'll come back to life. It's not very difficult for you to bring us to life. Without seeing you, we have no life. So for fun, you disappeared from us and you kill us. But if you reappear again, you'll bring us back to life again. So, my dear Lord, please come back. How astonishing. Though you are born in the family of cowherds, you are not afraid of killing the gopis, cowherd women. So, you are a gopa, you should not kill the gopis. Even ordinary people take care of their family members and distant relatives. So, we belong to the same family, you are gopa, we are gopis, still you are not taking care of us. Ah. And then they continue their prayers. In the next verse, you can see the next slide. Yeah. So devotees who want to chant with me can chant the prayers. Nakalu gopika nandano bhavan akhela dehina mantaratmadre vikhana sartito visguptaye Sakhao Devan Satatam Kule. Yeah, so this shows that they know everything. So they say, Nakhalu Gopika. You are actually not the son of this Gopi Yashoda. Nandano Bhavan, neither the son of Nanda Maharaj. Akhil Dehi Nam Antaratmadrik. So you are the indwelling witness in the hearts of all embodied souls. Vikhana Sarthito Vishwaguptaye Sakha Udayidan Satatam Kule. Because Lord Brahma prayed for you to come and protect the universe, you have now appeared in the Satvat dynasty. Yeah. So here also they say, due to according to Kavi Karnapur, they say, due to prayers of Brahma, Krishna says, according to Kavi Karnapur, Vikhana Sarthito Vishwaguptaye Sakha Udayivan Satatam Kule. So he says, due to Brahma's prayers, I have appeared as the Supreme Lord. I don't belong to any particular family. So you just told that, oh, we are gopis, you are gopas, you should protect us. So actually, I am Supreme Lord because of Brahmaji's prayers. I was born in Satatam Kule. I was born in the family of gopas. So then gopis say, you should not lie about your greatness. You did not find, you did not appear due to Brahma's prayers for protection of the universe. If that is true, then you should protect us also. So you appeared because of for protecting universe also only na. We are also within the universe. So if we are within the universe, you should protect us. Why are you not protecting us by coming here? So you're lying. You are lying by saying, no, 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 I came to protect the universe. If you came to protect the universe, then protect us also. So gopis are speaking like that because of bewilderment caused by intense pain. And then they continue, as you see in the next slide. Yes. Next verse. विरचिताभयं वृष्णीधूरते चरणमीयुषां संसृतेर्भया करासरोरुहं कान्तकामदम् शिरसि देहिना श्रीकराग्रहम्. O best of the Vrishnis, your lotus-like hand which holds the hand of goddess of fortune, uh, grants fearlessness to those who approach your feet out of fear of mental existence. Charanam yusam samsritir bhayar. Those who are fearful of being born again in this world, approach your lotus feet, charanam. So kara saroruham kanta kamadam sirasi dehina sri karagraham. So your lotus hand, which holds the hand of Kanta, the goddess of fortune, please place that a hand on our heads. So Sirasi means head. So Sirasi Dehina, Sri Karagram. So please put that hand on our head. So they request like that. And Kavi Kandpur says, in the language of gopis, "O Lord, you release man from the fear of material existence and fulfill the desires of those who love you. So, O lover, please place your soft lotus hand, which is caressed by the goddess of fortune, on our heads. So please come here, please come here." And then they speak the next slide. You've seen the next verse. Vraja janartihan वीरयोषिता निज जन स्मया धाम सनस्मिता भजा सखे भवात् किङ्करीष्मनो जलारुहाननं चारुदर्शय व्रजन व्रज जन आरती. Arti means suffering. So Vraja Janarti Han, O you who destroy the suffering of Vraja's people. Veera Yosita, O hero of all women. Nija Janasmaya Dhvamsanasmita. So your smile settles the false pride of your devotees. Nija Jana, your own people. You settle their false pride by your smile. So Bhaja Sake Bhavat Kinkar Ismano. So please, dear friend, make us your maid servant, Kinkari. Jalaru Hananam Charu Darsaya. And please show us your beautiful lotus face. So, in the language of Kavi Pandpur, he says, "You like to break the pride of your followers, you destroy the grief of others people. Your smile settles the false pride of your devotees. So please accept us as your maid servants and show us your beautiful moon-like face." And then he speaks the next verse. You can see the next slide. Pranata dehina पापकर्षण तृणाचरानुगम श्रीनिकेतनम फणिफणार्पितं ते पदाम्बुजं कुणुकुचेषुना कृन्दिहे क्षयम्. So pranat dehinam papakarsanam. So pranat. So those who surrender to you, so your lotus feet destroy the past sense of all of them. So those who surrender to you, you destroy their sins. And they like beautiful word, very beautiful word. Trana char anugam. So trana char, those who जो तृण पे चढ़ते हैं, those who eat the grass, they are cows basically. Anugam means you follow. And Sri Niketanam means you are the abode of goddess of fortune. So those feet follow about after the cows in pastures and are eternal abode of goddess of fortune. So Fani Fanarpitam Te Padambujam. You once kept your lotus feet on the hooves of great serpent Kalia. Krinu Kuchesu na Kindi Hicham. So please place those lotus feet upon our breasts and tear away the lust in our hearts. Yes. So you keep the same lotus feet on our breasts also. So now according to Kavi Kanpur, how he translates. Your lotus feet destroy the sins of those who worship you. Those feet follow after the cows in the pastures and are marked with all auspicious symptoms. The effulgence of jewels on Kalia's hoods worships them with reverence. Please place them on our burning hearts. And now the next verse, the next slide. मधुरया गिरा वल्गो वाक्कया बुधा मनोषया पुष्करेक्षणा विधिकरीरिमा वीरमुह्यति अधरसीधुना याययसुना. ओ lie lotus side 1 पुष्करेक्षणा lotus side 1 madhureya gira your sweet voice valgu vakya your charming words buddha manusaya they attract the minds of intelligent pushkarekshana vidhi karirma veer muyatir they are building us more and more. So our hero Veera adhar siduna payasana please revive your maid servant with the nectar of your lips. So again to Kavi Kanpur. First he translates the first line. O Lord of our lives, your sweet voice, charming words have soothed our ear and enthralled our minds. Since we have worshipped you for a long time, please pour the nectar of your words in our hungry ears once more, once again. O beloved, your face is washed by the nectar of your sweet smile. Without seeing you, we are drying up with grief. Please return and revive us with the nectar of your sweet red lips. Adhar siduna yasuna. And the next line, next verse. प्रहर्षिता प्रिया प्रेम वीक्षणम् विहरणं च ते ध्यानमङ्गलम् रहसि संविदो याहि प्रसाद कुहकनो मना शोभयन्ति. Your smiles, your sweet loving glances, prema vikshanam, viharanam chate dhyana mangalam. The intimate pastimes and confidential talks we enjoyed with you. Rahasi samvido ya spesa. So all these are auspicious to meditate upon. And ya hridis prasad, it touches our hearts. But kuhaka no mana chobayanti. But at the same time, or deceiver, they very much agitate our minds. Mana chobayanti. And how Kavi Kanpur translates that. So he says, it seems, however, that by taking the medicine that devotees use to counter the severe pain of separation, our malady has become twice. So generally what devotees do is, they meditate. They meditate on you. But every day we gopis recollect our previous conversation with you and our pain of separation doubles. Same thing Gopi spoke to Uddhava when Uddhava said that, oh, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Paramatma, he's everywhere, meditate on upon him. And Gopi says, no. We do the meditation to forget him, but what to do? More we try to forget him, more our love of separation or pain of separation becomes twice. We can't forget him. And then then the next verse comes. Tava kathamritam taptachivanam कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदातनतम् भुवि गणन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. Tava katha amritam. Your nectar of your katha, your words, and description of your activities are tapta jivanam. hmm, Kavibiriditam kalmas apaham. So they are like life and soul of those suffering in the material world. So those who are tapta jivan, for them, their life and soul. Sravana mangalam. So these narrations transmitted by learned sages eradicate one's sinful activities and bestow good fortune, mangalam, upon those who hear them. Srimad Adatam. Though these narrations are broadcast, Srimad Adatam is uh, they bring good fortune basically. So Bhuvi Gananti ye Bhurida Jana. So these narrations are broadcast all over the world and are filled with spiritual power. Certainly, those who spread the message of Godhead are most munificent. So actually, this verse is very important from many points of view. So I'll become a little deviated. Hmm. The same verse was spoken, Gopi Gita was spoken till this verse by King Prataparudra. And when Lord Chaitanya heard this verse, he said, Purida, Purida, you are most munificent because you are helping me remember Krishna. And that time Lord Chaitanya embraced uh, King Prataparudra. And that is how King Prataparudra got mercy. The same verse I remember, it's 2015, 50 years of boarding Jaladuta. So that time I was Brahmachari in Calcutta. So that time Bhakti Charu Maharaj spoke on this verse. So he said that this verse was spoken by Sukdev Goswami remembering Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada is the one who has broadcasted this message of Krishna's or Gopi's love for Krishna all over the world. So remembering him only Sukdev Goswami has written this verse. This was the translation by comment by Bhakti Charu Maharaj in 2015. So that's how this verse is like very important for ISKCON devotees. Yeah. And Kavi Kanpur, he says, words spoken by you are supposedly to destroy all sins. They're elixir of life, the object of praise by best of poets, the savior of persons suffering from threefold miseries. But again, he goes to translate the previous verse in which it was written, Kaho kuhakano ma chobayanti. So Gopi said, but in our case, words bring pain to our ears. They increase our sorrow and suffering and act to slowly kill us. Kuhakano mana chobayanti. When one becomes attracted to you, your words bring both happiness and distress. So we can't understand your words. Is it nectar or it's poison? Therefore, we can't understand anything about your words. Krishna says, although you may criticize me, but actually you enjoy. Because if I'm such a person who is causing so much suffering, then how can you enjoy? Uh, and then the Gopi speak the next verse, as you can see in the next slide. Oh, okay, okay. So this is not there. So, so this next verse of Gopi Git, but then he translates the one of the previous verses only. Pahar satam priya prem vikshana viharanam sati dhan mangalam rasi samvedo ya vidispasa kuvakno manas hobiyanti, which we have already done. So he repeats this verse, translation this verse again. Kavi Kanpur. So Kavi Kanpur again says, your pastimes and speech are nectarian on the outside, but they're sharper than the sharpest razor within. So from outside they're very nectarian, but inside they're like sharp razor. Those who love you know this very well. Though they know They have fallen under the influence of your words. So they know that it's like razor, but what to do? We are caught up. At first, your pastimes give happiness, but finally they produce sorrow. Now we understand that. Oh, best of men, your sweet loving glances, the intimate pastimes, and the confidential talks we enjoyed with you touched our hearts. But at the same time, they have brought us misery. So, deceiver, you are devoid of love, yet we are filled with love. We have become heartbroken by your neglectful treatment. Now they speak the next verse. Yes. Jalasiyadraja charayan pasu नलीन सुंदरम नाथते पदम शिलातृणाङ्कुरे सीदतीतिना कलीलतामनाकान्त गच्छति. So they say, dear master, dear lover, when you leave the cowherd village to herd the cows, हाँ, चला सियत व्रजा चार्यन पशुन, पशुओं को चराने जाते हैं, you go to herd the cows. नलिन सुंदरम नाथते पदम. Hmm. Your lotus feet, which are so soft and beautiful. Sila tranankorer siddhatitimna kalilita mana kanta gacchati. So we kanta, we gopis, our minds are disturbed with a thought that your lotus feet, which are more beautiful than a lotus, uh, will be pricked by sila trana ankure, by spiked husk of grain and the rough grass and plants. So this gives us so much pain when we think like that. Yeah. So now we'll see translation of Kavi Kanpur. So Kavi Kanpur says, you do not have a drop of love for gopis who are saturated with love for you. If you had any love, then how you could have understood our suffering? We, on the other hand, can't tolerate seeing you suffer even a speck of a grief. So when you leave Nandagaon to herd the cows in the forest, our minds are disturbed. Our minds are disturbed with the thought that your feet, which are more softer and more beautiful than a lotus, will be pricked by rough grass and plants. So then Krishna says, anyway, so many people walk on the forest path. Huh? So is there an pain to for my feet alone? How to understand this? This must all be in your mind only, nothing else. And the gopis say, okay, I think this is the repetition of. Okay, the gopis continue with this second part, the same verse. What to speak of hearing about and seeing you walk in the forest, just thinking about your feet, which are soft or fresh lotus petals, and those sharp shoots of grass makes us want to give up our lives. So when you think that your lotus feet are pricked by those grasses, we feel that we should give up our life. Oh, gallant one, all day you think of your suffering in the forest. Such thoughts affect us with pain, just like an ulcer in the heart. And now next verse will come. Yes. Yeah. Dina parikshaye नीलकुन्तले वनारुहाननं बेभर्तावृतम् घनारजस्वलं दर्शयन्मुहुः मनासिना स्मरन् वीरयक्षसि. So Dina Parikshaye Nilkantuler Vanaruhananam Bibratavatam. At the end of the day, you repeatedly saw as your lotus face, covered with dark blue locks of hair and thickly powered with dust from cow's hoof prints. Thus, O hero, you arouse lusty desires in our minds. Manasina Smaran Viryaksisi. And let us see how Kavi Kanpur explains it. At the end of the day, you repeatedly show us your attractive lotus face, covered with dark locks of hair and thickly powdered with dust raised by the cow's hooves. Unseen, Cupid suddenly enters our hearts, arouses lusty desires in our minds, and makes us go mad. Then we think that tonight our beloved will certainly come to our private chambers. All night we long, all night long we dream of this. But upon waking up, we see that you have not come. We feel sorrow. Like this, you never give us happiness. We have always been friendly to you. We have been always friendly to you. But today, just for trying to invoke your love for even a short time, we have ended up in such a lamentation. And then they continue with the next verse. You can see the next slide. Pranat kamadam padmajarchitam धराणि मण्डनं धेयमापदि चरणपङ्कजं सन्तमं च ते प्रमाणनास्तने अर्पयादिहन् सुपन्नतकामदं पद्मजार्चितं धरणिमण्डनं धेयमापदि. The lotus feet which are worshipped by Lord Brahma, Padmaj Architam. Padmaj is referring to Brahma. Architam is worshipped. So they fulfill the desires of who bow down to them. And Dharani Mandanam Dhemapati, their ornaments of the earth, they give the highest satisfaction. And Dhemapati means, and in the times of danger, their appropriate object of meditation. So Charana Pankajam Santamam Jate Ramanastane Sarpayadihan. So destroyer of anxiety, please put those lotus feet, Charan Pankajam, on our breasts. So that's how they pray. So your lotus feet, Kavi Kanpur translates like that. Your lotus feet are treasure of those who surrender unto you. They are the ornaments of the earth. And in times of danger, they are appropriate object of meditation. Please put your lotus feet upon our breast. The small drops of perspiration on your feet are like a honey in a flower. So Krishna's feet are like flower, and those drops are like honey drops. Your moon-like toenails are like stamens, and your toes are like delicate petals. They look like delicate petals. Please place those lotuses on Purna Kumbha, our breast, which are like full water pots. So in this way, gopis try to pacify the Lord also and reveal their hearts also, their hearts or their desire to enjoy. And now they speak the next verse. Suratavardhanam शोकनाशनम् स्वरेतवेणुना सोष्ठुचुम्बितम् इताररागवे स्मारणं नृणा वितारवीरना ते अदरामृतम्. So hero or Veer, Surattavarnanam Soganasanam. So first they translate this Vitar Venus Tyadramita. So kindly distribute the nectar of your lips. What they do? Suratavarnam Sokanasanam. So they enhance conjugal pleasure. Suratavardhanam, Vardhanam is increase. And Sokanasanam, they vanquish the grief. Swarete Venuna Sustu Chumbitam. So that nectar is thoroughly relished by your vibrating flute. And for other people, what does it do? Itara Raga Vismaranam Nirnam. It makes people forget any other attachment. All other ragas, what happens to them? Vismaran. Vismaran means they are forgotten. So how Kavi Kanpur translates it? O treasure of love, let us drink the nectar of your sweet lips, which enhances conjugal pleasure and vanquishes grief. Your flute has become famous by continually releasing that nectar, which makes people forget all other attractions. One should not think the lips touched by the fruit are contaminated leftovers. So one should not think, oh, fruit is drinking the nectar of Krishna's lips. Now, whatever remains is a contaminated leftover for all of us. Honey, which is the remnant of the bees, is famous for alleviating fears and is therefore never rejected in this world. So what this says, ultimately, how do we get honey? Bees collect the honey from the flowers and then we drink the Mahaprasad of the bees. Mahaprasad. That means we drink the leftovers of the bees. Still, because honey is so sweet, nobody will say that no, no, I will not take honey. This is tasted by the bees. It's juta of the bees, leftover of the bees. So similarly, flute always drinks the nectar of Krishna's lips. So now gopis will not say, oh, these are leftovers from the flute, we will not drink it. Because they're nectar, still we will drink it. Still we will drink it. That's what gopis say. So in contrast to this, gopis describe their intolerable pain. So this is something which they love, but now they speak another verse which explains or uh, picturizes their pain. So with that, we will be learning in next verse. Atati yad bhavan ahani kananam त्रुटि युगायते तामपस्यता कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते जडाउदीक्षिता पक्ष्मकेदृशाम्. So atati yad bhavan ahani kananam. When you go off to the ahani kananam, to the forest during the daytime, a tiny fraction of a second becomes like truti yugayate. Truti is fraction of a second. Yugayate, it looks like a millennium. Why? Tam apasatam. Because we can't see you. So kutila kuntalam sri mukam jate. And even when we eagerly look upon your beautiful face, so lovely with its adorned of curly locks of hair, kutil kuntalam, jadodikshitam pakshamkritisam. Our pleasure is hindered by our eyelids, which are fashioned by foolish creator. So jada is foolish. So they criticize Brahmaji also. Why Brahmaji has created these eyelids? When we look at you, we can't even see you, no, all the time. So generally, we don't experience eyelids; they experience the setting of eyelids. So how Kavi Kanpur translates it? We'll read that. When you go off to play in the forest during the day, one fraction of a second becomes like a millennium for us because we can't see your beautiful smiling lotus face. Even when we can eagerly gaze upon your elegant face, which makes the moon and lotus look insignificant, The blinking of our eyes is like the destruction at the end of yoga. It looks so long, end of yoga. And now they speak a complaint. They speak a complaint how they are being obstructed by their husbands, and they many of them have given up their material bodies to get spiritual bodies also. So now they complain that we have done so much for you and you disappeared. So that's why they speak the next verse. Pati sutan vaya भ्रातृ पांडवा इति विलंगते अन्ति अच्युता गता गति वितत्स्तवो वीतमोहिता कितावयोषिता कस्तजेनिसि. So, O Anti Achyuta Gata, O Achyuta, dear Achyuta, you know very well why we have come here. Who but a cheater like you would abandon young woman, Kitava Yosita Kastajan Nisi? So Yosita means young woman and Nisi night time. Kastajan would give up. So who but a cheater like you would abandon young women who have come to see you in the middle of the night, enchanted by the loud song of your flute? Uh, just see you, just to see you, we have done so much. Pati, husband, we have rejected our husbands. Sutta, we rejected our children. Anvaya, our ancestors. Bhratra, our brothers. Pandavan, and all other relatives. So to get you, we have rejected all of them. We came here. Some of them of us have even given our bodies. And what you are doing to us? You have disappeared. So Kavi Kanpur, how he says. Let us. Oh, best of man, you just to see you, we have completely rejected our husbands, friends, and relatives. Who but a cheater like you would act so carelessly and abandon young women who came to see him in the middle of the night? And now comes the next verse. Rahasi samvedam he chayodayam prahasitananam prema vikshanam बृहदुराश्रियो वीक्षधामते मुहुरति स्पृहा मुह्यते मना मुह्यते मना mana mind. So our minds are repeatedly bewildered as we think of our intimate conversation we had with you in secret. Feel the rise of lust in our hearts and remember your smiling face, your loving glances and your broad chest, the resting place of the goddess of fortune. Thus we experience the most severe hankering for you. Uh, so, so they express what they feel. So we'll complete this Gopi Git and then we'll stop. So Kavi Kanpu says, though we are clever, you perplex us. You did not protect any of us. Our minds are repeatedly bewildered as we think of the intimate talks, Rahasi Samvedam, we had with you in secret. Feel the rise of lust in our hearts and remember your loving glances, tender love, broad chest, long arms. Thus we experience intense hankering to enjoy with you. And then comes the next verse. So two more verses are remaining just. Vrajavanakasa व्यक्तिरंगते व्रजन्हन्त्रियलं वेशमङ्गलम् तजामनाकचानस्तत्स्पृहात्मना स्वजन हृदि रुजाम्यन्निषूदनम् व्रज वन okasa means those who live in the forest of Vrindavan. So, O beloved, your all auspicious appearance vanquishes the distress of those living in Veda's forest. Our minds long for association. Please give to us just a bit of that medicine, not too much, just a little bit of that medicine, which counteracts the heart, the disease, counter the disease in your devotee's heart. Uh, so, Sajan Hridi Rajam Yan Nisudanam. So, please give us a bit of that medicine which counteracts the disease in your devotee's hearts. So this Kavi Kanpur says, you can save our self-respect while preserving your own power, spotless fame. The only purpose of your appearance on the earth is to give bliss to inhabitants of Vrindavan. So please destroy the afflictions in our minds and please appear before us. And this is the concluding verse of this conversation. Yat te sujacharanamurham stanesu भीरु भीषण प्रिय ददी मही कर्कशेषु तेनाटवीम अटसे यत वतते न किंचित पूर्वपादे भेर भ्रमति धीर भवेदायुषामना. So dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft uh, that we place them gently on our breast, stanesu, fearing that bhiru sane priya dadimai karke shishu, that our softest part of our body would hurt you because your lotus feet are more softer than that. So there's a tena duvan asiyat vatitana kimsit purpadir bhamadir bhayad ayusamna. So with such a gentle care, we place them near our breast, fearing that even slight hurt to your lotus feet. But now that you are wandering through the dense forest, walking over sharp pebbles, we are filled with anxiety. So do your tender feet, which are our very life, get pierced by these sharp stones? Our minds tremble with worry. So Kavi can't put what he says. So with great difficulty, you have rejected us just to give us more suffering. Oh Lord, your lotus feet are so soft that we hold them gently on our hard breasts, fearing that your feet will be hurt. Don't tender lotus feet pain from the pebbles and sprout of grass as you roam about in the forest. Okay. So can we continue for 5 more minutes? If devotees allow? So there's some beautiful conversation going on. We don't want to stop it.
Yes,
Yes, Prabhu, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So then Krishna says, by touching my feet, didn't your hard breast become soft as well? So my lotus feet are soft, your heart's breast will also become soft. The grass and gravel are also soft. So because they're soft, I don't feel any pain from them. So gopis say, oh beloved, if you say that, it must be true. It can't be false. But by your glance, even a thunderbolt melts. But our minds are harder than thunderbolt. And because minds are harder than thunderbolts, our breast, why shouldn't our breast remain hard? They're harder than thunderbolts also. So you have responded to our hardness with your equal hardness by disappearing. Your mind is softer than a flower, but from association with our merciless mind, it has now become extremely hard. Now it has become hard. So earlier it was not hard, but it has become hard. So in this way, although gopis are praising, but again they complain about Krishna's lack of compassion. So they say, my dear Lord, it is very unjust that simultaneously you are murdering many women, acting without reasons always. Yeah. So you are murdering so many women, and there's no reason for that. So it brings misfortune. When our life is try to live, you obstruct them with a great force. You don't allow us to die also. What mercy do you show? You give more misery than death itself. Somebody is too miserable, he dies, but you don't allow us to die also. So for you make us suffer continuously without letting us die. We remain alive due to your presence within our hearts. So you act as expert magician to suddenly appear in our hearts and prevent our life years from leaving. That's your trick. By disappearing externally, you try to vanquish our life years so that we die. And the moment later, you appear internally and prevent us from leaving. So outside, you cause death. Inside, you stop us from death. Still, you will not be able to save our lives, although you try. O Lord, though we search for you, we could not find you. Our life heirs, angry with this, are now coming out to search for you. You have said, no one can attain me without my sanction. If nobody can attain without your sanction, what is the use of any sadhana? What is the use of any endeavor? If what you say is true, then we know very well that you will never grant such a sanction to allow to come near you. Therefore, stop appearing in our hearts. Let our life as live in search of you. So in this way, they stop Gopi Git. And then Gopi say, O Lord of our lives, when our life has lived to search for you, surely they will quickly find you. It is well known that the Lord never disregards his servants. Uh, so, thus, having spoken in various charming ways in separation from Krishna, the doe-eyed gopis wept loudly in their desperation to reunite with their beloved. The sweetness of their voices, rivaling the song of the cuckoo, sat at the heart of trees and creepers. Standing nearby and pretending to be indifferent, son of King of Gokula, Krishna, now he was not able to tolerate their condition. Gopis loudly sang the glories of their beloved. So for a moment, they experienced extreme bliss, caught between the happiness of giving up their lives if Krishna did not come. So they thought, at least now we'll die. And the joy of regaining their lives if he did appear. So if he appears, very good, we'll be joyful. And if he doesn't appear, at least we will die and we will overcome this grief. So in this way, in both the conditions, they were happy. And now Krishna appears. We'll discuss about it in the next class. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. श्री गोपी गीतम की जय। नंद नंदन मोर मुकुंड वंशी वाले कृष्ण भगवान की जय। श्री कवि कर्णपुर की जय। आनंद वृंदावन चंपू की जय। शिल्पोपाद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्यश्च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवानां नमः। शिल्पोपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।